pleasant morning to each and everyone. So my name is Romer Almasol Superior, and today I'm going to report or discuss the feedback loop, how the timing, tone, and delivery of verbal and nonverbal feedback shape a student's self-concept and resilience. So first and foremost, we're going to differentiate what is self-concept and resilience. So when we say about self-concept, it's about analyzing or accepting more about yourself. And when we say about resilience, it's about bouncing back from a negative situation. It's either in traumas, anxieties, or in stress. Feedback loop. So going back to the main topic today, which is the feedback loop, what comes to your mind when we say about feedback? So, feedback means it is an information or response given to someone about their performance to help them improve. While on the other hand, when we say about loop, it means continuous back and forth that helps improvement. So, in this topic, the feedback loop aims to continuous teacher student interaction, guides learning and improvement, influences confidence and behavior. So, objective to analyze the delivery of verbal and nonverbal cues in order to construct a feedback loop that strengthens students' resilience and self efficacy. So, again, when we say about resiliency or resilience, it's about bouncing back from a negative situation, traumas, or anxiety. And when we say about self efficacy, would be the capability of a person. And also, the objective of this topic is how feedback is given. When feedback is given, the effect of feedback on students' confidence and growth. So, we're going to differentiate what are verbal feedback or the non-verbal feedback. So, these are the two cues. So, what is verbal feedback? So, verbal feedback basically includes spoken corrections, instructions, and encouragement that guide student performance. So, example for these corrections and instructions, tone of voice and word choice, clear, specific, and supportive languages or language rather. So, best example about corrections and instructions in the scenario, for example, all right, so lift your chest and engage your core during the turn. So it means you're giving an instruction while you are correcting as well the movement of the student so that the student would be able to learn immediately. So second, tone of voice and word choice. So example, trying extending your arms more. So you sounded like a bit mad or angry instead of saying that that's wrong. So that is one of the examples of tone of voice and word choice. So kumbaga, gahatag ka sang instruction pero ang imo voice is a bit mad so that instead of saying nga sala ang ginaobra sang estudyante. So do you get me? Alright, for again, example for this, try extend your arms more. So instead of saying that is wrong. And also, third, clear, specific, and supportive language. So, example, alright, so your timing is improved. Now, let's focus on sharper arm movements. So, in our own term, 'di ba, we already experienced, we dancers, like if we already seen our student doing their job or doing their part or improving much, we try to jump to another choreography that enables them to make them more improved. Okay, so that is one of the example of clear, specific, and supportive language. So just like what I've said earlier, feedback, the verbal feedback rather, includes spoken corrections, instructions, and encouragement that guide student performance. Nonverbal feedback. So when we say about nonverbal feedback, it uses body language, facial expressions, and gesture to communicate approval or correction. In nonverbal feedback, we have facial expressions, gestures, and body language, eye contact, and presence. So, example for facial expression, a smile when a student executes the movement correctly. So we teachers or instructor, if we see our student or dancers doing their responsibility or their job, for example, na-catch up nila ang choreography, dason, or insigida, we tend to give them a smile. That smile is a sign of approval or saying that you are doing well. Also, gesture and body language. Example, demonstrating the correct arm position instead of verbally explaining it. So, if we see the student, hindi ka gets balasang specific routine, for example, doing the second position, first, second position, no? Sala, nag-first position na ang student. Instead of giving instruction using your verbal cues, we tend to do act in front so that ang bata mas dasig niya makatch up ang saot. And also eye contact and presence. So maintaining eye contact to show attention and encouragement. So for example, you as an artist or as a dancer, kung gasaot kita and we feel like our dance master it's not giving us an attention or wala gatulog sa aton, we feel bad of it. So giving the eye contact and presence ng ating dance instructor, it gives more about confidence to the student. So it's really important to have a eye contact because it's also a sign that you are being attentive to your students as well. Next, we have timing of feedback. So in timing and feedback, we have immediate corrects movement, delayed encourages independence, poor timing can reduce focus and confidence. So immediate corrects movement, example for this, stopping briefly to fix foot placement before continuing. So example, sina we teachers, if we see our student sala ang pagulag siya TL sa going to the next scenario or next choreography, would tend to correct it immediately so that the student would be able to learn efficiently. Diba? Kaysa kung padugayon ta pa, dira kisa agad tawag kita nan, ano ka naman, mango simo, hindi mo makuha ang next na nga step. So instead of proceeding to the next step, we making sure that she or he gets the first step first and foremost. So just like what I've said earlier, stopping briefly to fix foot placement before continuing. Next, delayed encourages independence. Example, allowing students to finish the combination before giving corrections. So just like in our dance studio, so if we have 1/8 choreography, instead of giving directly correction to that step or for the 8 counts choreography, we let the student first finish the 8 counts, and when the student finish the 8 counts, that will be the perfect time that we give the instruction or the corrections rather, no? So ginapatapos na ani ang saot before proceeding to the next step. We finish the first combination before proceeding to the next choreography. So gahatag kita dason sang correction after the student dance the first routine or the first 8s. So poor timing can reduce focus and confidence. Example, interrupting mid-performance causing the student to lose rhythm. So what we are trying to say here, for example, if the student already started the choreography, she or he danced already, and then ging-interrupt ta siya at the middle of the dance, ang bata ginagaan ta sang it cause her or him sang to lose the rhythm. So gakadulaan na sila sa ilang mind in regards to follow the rhythm of the dances. So that is the poor timing can reduce focus and confidence. Next, we have tone and delivery. So this is one of my favorite among of the feedback loop, no? Because in tone and delivery, supportive tone builds trust. Harsh tone creates fear, and delivery affects motivation and learning. So in supportive tone builds trust. Best example for this is that Kamli saying, you're improving, keep working on your balance. So sometimes if we already see the student or dancer doing her job, we tend to put more soft tone nga gahatag kita sang cue that she or he is doing the routines well. So example for this, you're improving, so keep working on your balance. No, so and also we have harsh tone creates fear. So example, shouting corrections that makes the student hesitant to try again. So personally, I've experienced this. If one of my dance masters back then, so kung gataas iya voice, it gives me another trauma. And it gives me nga daw nakulbaan ko mag-try on luwat sa muni nga specific stunts. It's because it already crossed in my mind that nahadlok na ko nga akigan luwat. So, harsh tones creates fear to the student. Also, delivery affects motivation and learning. Example, encouraging praising motivates students to attempt difficult steps. For example, you couldn't really deny the fact sometimes if you are a dancer and then if the dance master or the teacher in front of you believes in your capability even though sometimes you doubted yourself that you can. Example for me, hindi ko dabi kabalo magpirouette, but if my teacher told me that you can do it, yes, you can do it well, just trust yourself, there is a thing that comes to your mind that everything will go in smooth way and it turns out positive, kumbaga, no? It builds more confidence. So even though that I'm not a ballet dancer dabi for example, but if the teacher motivates me that I can do it, I am not afraid to try on. So amo na, it gives the idea nga even though that no one will support you, but if your teacher believes in you, you can truly achieve it. Also, we have impact on students, build resilience, strengthen self-efficacy, encourages confidence and growth. And earlier, I already tackled what is the meaning of resilience. Again, when we say about resilience, bouncing back from a negative situation, traumas, anxieties, or stress, and strengthen self-efficacy. When we say about self-efficacy, would be the capability of the person and encourages confidence and growth. It is really important. It's because if you build confidence and grow to the student, it means that the student would be able to do her job well. And I'll give examples for builds and resilience. Students continue practicing even after making mistakes. Second, we have strengthened self-efficacy. A student believes they can master a difficult leap after a progress, and also encourages confidence and growth. Example for this, students volunteer to perform combination in front of the class. So, in impact on students, to sum up, effective feedback helps students accept mistakes and persist despite the challenges. Quick recap regarding with the self-efficacy. Again, builds confidence in ability to improve, encourages trying to challenging tasks, supports independent learning, and also self-efficacy is the student belief in their ability to improve and succeed. So that is the meaning of self-efficacy. Next, we have the role of the teacher. So the role of the teacher creates safe learning environment, uses feedback intentionally, and supports student development. So it creates a safe learning environment. Example, establishing a no mockery rule in class. So it is really important to have a no mockery rule in class. Because if we build a place that full of negativity, and also if the student committed a mistake and right after that her or his fellow dancers tried to mock him or her, gudula ang confidence itself. So we teacher, it is really important to have a safe learning environment. Uses feedback intentionally, example, balancing one correction with one positive comment, and also support student development, tracking progress, and giving constructive guidance over time. To sum up, teachers shape the learning environment through intentional and mindful feedback. So for the last slide, we have conclusion. So in conclusion, Feedback shapes learning. Verbal and nonverbal cues matter. Effective feedback supports growth. So feedback shapes learning. Example, consistent corrections improve technique over time. So do you agree with this? Definitely it's a yes. So example, if there is a consistent corrections sa aton saot, that's why we always have dance rehearsals, we always have dance practice. It's because if we keep practicing or if we keep have this consistent corrections, we are able to improve the technique over the time. So miskan budlay pa na siya kung balik-balik lang siya bala, we have this muscle memory that we called. So it is really important to have a consistent corrections in order to improve the dance or the whole dance or the routine itself. And also verbal and non-verbal cues matter. A nod of approval can boost confidence instantly. So example, if we see that the student is ganami ang saot, not only for the independent growth but also as a whole group nga ga-improve sila. As an instructor or a dance master, just a simple nod to them, it's giving them a cue that they are doing well and they giving you are giving them to boost the confidence instantly. Also, we have effective feedback supports growth. So students become more skilled and self-assured performance. So to sum up with these conclusions, feedback is a powerful teaching tool that influences learning, confidence, and emotional safety. So in this slide, I'm going to show the references. So as you can see on your screen, here are the references. And also, to end this report, I would like to leave a quote. Feedback is the bridge between effort and growth. Every word, gesture, and glance guides a student closer to their best self. Once again, my name is Romer Almasol Superior, your reporter today, and thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.